Good day to you all, my fellow travellers in the darkness. Codger Biker here, feeling a little philosophical. Stay tuned and I'll tell you the meaning of life. Okay, there's one little known fact about me. Well, why would you know it? I'm actually a qualified philosopher, in that, if you can be such a thing. I studied philosophy at university for a degree. Not sure why. Some people might say it's the most useless thing in the world to study, but I've never been sort of utilitarian in my approach to life. And I guess because I thought maybe I'd find some answers there. Never did though. Except that in a way, I suppose, I did. Is that enigmatic enough for you? Anyway, trying to get some miles on the old KTM 790 Duke. Got the sat nav on today, so just having a little look at a road I've noticed on the other side of the River Mersey. It's not the warmest days. Got my winter gloves on, got my hand warmers, got my heated grips, so I'm okay. Very windy. I hope that's not spoiling it too much for you in terms of audio. USB connector is powering the sat nav okay. I was a little concerned about that because I think it's only rated at about 1 amp, and I'm not exactly sure what this sat nav draws. One thing about it, the USB connector, that I'm not sure of is whether it goes off with the ignition. I have a feeling it doesn't. Could be wrong on that. Poor design if it doesn't. This is actually a proper KTM USB connector. It was installed by the dealer, so hopefully it does go off. Right, so I'm about probably 10 minutes away from a mystery road. And life's a mystery, isn't it? I remember reading Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance when I was at school, or just after I left school, I think. And the title, I think, made that person millions and millions of dollars. I think it's American. The book itself, unfathomable. I thought perhaps it was because I'd read it before I'd studied philosophy, because I was only 16. I tried to read it again. It's still unfathomable. It seems to boil down to a definition of one word: quality, which can be a kind of typical dead end of people who study philosophy. Not that I'm doing them down, but there are quite a few people that get stuck, to my mind, in things like logic and semantics. In terms of real life, I've been a real human being on a real planet, and this is many decades later, after I left university. I think I actually do know the answer, and it came to me only when a friend of mine who used to write with recently died. I used to write novels. I was quite interested in writing for its own sake, and my friend, she wrote novels also. And through writing we became great friends. Which kind of is where I want to go with this, is what I'm trying to say is I never expected to make friends with another writer, and I did so by following my interests, which at the time was, still is to a certain extent, writing fiction. Anyway, one day on my way from another friend, while thinking about the writer who died, it came to me that life is about one word: the meaning of life and how you maneuver it. And that word is not motorcycle, it is in fact enthusiasm. If you're enthusiastic about anything, likely you're going to be happy. If you're happy, life's worth living. It's the best you can hope for. So basically, getting back to enthusiasm. I'm riding my motorbike today. A lot of people think I'm absolutely nuts to go back onto a motorbike, and in some ways I suppose, you know, it is a madness. But I'm happy when I'm on it. I like reading about bikes, I like following the new bikes. It's become a rekindled enthusiasm from when I was much younger. I had the same enthusiasm for motorcycles. I remember going to motorbike shops with my friends to look at the Yamaha Enduro bikes that were out at the time. I remember those days I couldn't sleep for thinking about getting a motorcycle. I was at the age where I was almost old enough to get one, and that's come back, and here I am, you know, decades later with the same enthusiasm. So whatever it is, it's obviously deep inside me. So anyway, my enthusiasm for writing took me to places, and I met people I never would have met, had friendships that I never would have had before. My interest for philosophy took me to university, and I must admit I enjoyed every day of my life at university. Met some great people, but came away buzzing every day with the ideas that I came across, which certainly weren't available at the school I went to. So what I would say to anybody, from my experience of life as an old codger, is always have something that you're enthusiastic about, and that, my friends, is the secret of life. Thank you. So anyway, here I am trying to put a few more miles on the bike so that I can take it for its first service and then get the other features unlocked. But also I'm really looking forward to the appearance very soon of the 790 Adventure, and I'm hoping that I might be able to see one, or at least, sorry, have a go on one, or at least see one by the time my 600 miles running period is over. We'll see. Okay, well, hopefully whatever I'm going to see is around this corner. We'll see what there is to see. Oh, look at that. Now, that looks like the Liverpool-Manchester Ship Canal, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't have seen that without my enthusiasm for motorcycling. Quite an interesting place. Hopefully there'll be somewhere for me to sit down and eat my lunch. Car park, nature reserve. Well, that was a nice lunch. You didn't see that, but had lunch in a nature reserve just along the side of the Manchester Ship Canal. Put a few more miles on the bike, which is a good thing. So what is it about enthusiasms then that I'd make them the meaning of life? Well, I would say energy. You ever been really enthusiastic about something and been able to sleep? I doubt it. Usually you wake up ready to go, or you can't get to sleep because you're full of energy, can't wait to go. Remember as a kid going on holiday or getting a new bike? Interesting. Yeah, so it's the energy enthusiasms give you. You're not worried about anything in particular when you've got something that you really want to do. And even better if you've got the means to do it. But if you haven't got the means to do it, I firmly believe that having an enthusiasm will deliver you the means. There used to be a philosophical argument, or I think it was an economist of the Victorian era or before, I can't remember his name, somebody will know it I'm sure, that believed in guiding hands or invisible hands or helping hands, that if you set off to do something then you'll be helped along the way. A sort of semi-mystical way. Now I'm not saying it's a mystical thing, what I am saying is that whatever you're interested in, if you develop your interest, you'll meet people. Just go past this horse. Okay. You'll meet people with the same interests, they'll become your friends, probably lifelong friends. They'll know people who have the same interests, they'll help you, you'll help them. And that really is what the invisible hands are. So, for instance, if my children want to go to university and they have to borrow loads of money, so long as it's something they really want to do, I'd just say go for it. Don't worry about the money. It'll sort itself out. I wouldn't want them to go to university just for a career that they weren't interested in. To me that would be going against the meaning of life. You go against your enthusiasms. Anyway, I'm rambling somewhat there, but I truly believe that, and I hope I am being enthusiastic about being enthusiastic. I'm enthusiastic about riding this bike, even though I haven't got a clue where I am or where I'm going. Really getting to grips with the quick shifter and the down blipper now. Works very well. Not had one before, so I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Had a DCT bike before. There's kind of a midway point between having DCT, I suppose, and just having manual gears. I still like to use the clutch. You get control like there. I just slip the clutch a little bit that you wouldn't get otherwise. But if you want to accelerate quickly, it certainly does the job, and also for changing down the box. Well, KTM really have put a lot into this bike for the price. So anyway, we're now on our way back, or I'm on my way back. I'm here in the KTM. Gene Chandler on our way back. That could become a new feature, I suppose. Talks on philosophy on a motorcycle. Probably not though. I've given you what you need to know. Get enthusiastic about something and get on with it. There's the meaning of life. And I dedicate this video to my two sons. They might watch it one day. That's all you need to know, boys. Get enthusiastic, get on with it. This is Codger Biker signing off. Hope you have an enthusiastic day. I'm having a great time. Bye!